Hello, and welcome to the UC San Diego's pre-arrival webinar for international freshmen. This webinar was developed for incoming freshmen UC San Diego students in F1 and in some cases J1 status. The International Students and Programs Office would like to congratulate you on your acceptance to UC San Diego and extend a warm welcome. We are here to assist you throughout your stay in the United States, as well as provide services that enhance the quality of your experience in the United States and contribute to your academic success at UC San Diego. During this webinar, we are here to assist you. My name is Paul Unoue, and I am going to explain a lot of the important information that you should know before arriving to UC San Diego. My colleagues, Ricky Paniagua, one of our international student advisors, Joanne Higgins from the Undergraduate Admissions Office, Sean Four, a non-resident and international outreach coordinator, as well as Bachia Vu from our Undergraduate Housing Office are also here to answer any questions you may have as you listen to our webinar broadcast. We will cover a lot of information, so we please ask that you watch the entire webinar before submitting questions. We will be posting a recording of this presentation within the next couple of weeks on our website. So please do not feel rushed to write down all the links and additional information included in the presentation. Also, we have uploaded a PDF version of these slides on the control panel to the right of your screen. So you may download these PDFs anytime during this webinar to keep as a reference. Again, please listen to the whole webinar prior to submitting questions, as we may be going over many of the questions that you currently have. Today, we are going to talk about some important topics that relate to your arrival in San Diego and your studies at UC San Diego. We will cover the following topics: the International Students and Programs Office, arriving to UC San Diego, housing, getting started at UC San Diego, health and getting involved, final reminders, and we'll also have a time for questions. Before we get started, I'd like to explain the GoToWebinar control panel. If you would like to submit a question, you may send it through the question box and include your full name and PID if needed. Our Q&A panelists will answer questions as they come in. We will stay online for about 15 to 20 minutes after the webinar completion to answer any questions. We hope we will be able to get to all of your questions, but keep in mind that there are many of you and a few staff members answering questions. Throughout the webinar, I may ask you a few questions. You will notice a hand symbol on your control panel. Raise your hand by clicking on the hand and lower it by clicking it once more. Raise your hand if you can hear me. All right, great. All right, good. Now, I'd like to know who is here. Please enter your home country in the question box. All right, we got a few. Brazil, China, India, Ivory Coast, and someone from the USA. All right, welcome. It's great that you're here. We have a truly international audience. We'd like to welcome you all to this webinar. For this upcoming fall quarter, UC San Diego is expecting over 3,000 new international students, and more than 1,300 of those are international freshman students who accepted their admission. The International Students and Programs Office is here to assist you from the very start. We provide pre-arrival information and orientation for new international students, as well as advising services for you and your family. You can come to us if you have any questions regarding your international student visa and status. In addition, we offer fun cross-cultural programs and activities for all students at UCSD. The International Students and Programs Office website is full of important information. Please mark it as one of your favorites and bookmark it on your computer. We have posted many documents that are related to your stay in San Diego. You can access request forms, information guides, tutorials, on-campus and off-campus resources for international students, and much more. We would suggest that you get familiar with our website and take some time to explore all of the links on the homepage. You may also want to start getting connected now. If you'd like, you can join our Facebook group by searching for UC San Diego International Students and Programs Office. Now, let's talk a little bit about the passport and visa process, as well as what to expect upon your arrival to San Diego. By now, many of you have already received your I-20 or DS 2019. These forms are certificates of eligibility to study in the USA. If you are a new student in the US, take this form along with the required documents listed on the US Embassy website to apply for the F1 visa or J1 visa. If you are transferring from another US institution to UC San Diego, you will need to request that your CVIS record be transferred from your old institution to UC San Diego, along with requesting your document through the iPortal. Your immigration documents, your passport, I-20 or DS 2019 and visa are very important, so make sure you keep them safe. All right, so this is a time where I can ask you guys a question. We are going to do an interactive poll. On your screen, you should now see a window that asks, have you already received your I-20 or DS 2019? Please answer yes or no. Let's give a few minutes. All right, great. Here are the poll results. So it looks like 91% of you have received your I-20 or DS 2019. For the 9%, it's either in the mail or we'll get that to you shortly. If you haven't requested, please do so. Today is the deadline to request your I-20 or DS 2019 in iPortal. Great. This is what the I-20 and DS 2019 look like. When you receive the corresponding form, please review it to make sure the details are correct, such as spelling of name, birth date, country of birth, and citizenship. If there are any issues, please contact us immediately. Okay. Be sure to arrive to UC San Diego by the start date on your I-20. For most freshman students, we have issued the document with a September 17th program start date, which is the first day of the orientation for your undergraduate colleges. Please remember that you are eligible to enter the US only up to 30 days before the program start date on your I-20 or DS 2019. If you have a start date on your document of September 17th, you may enter the US as early as August 19th. All right, I'm going to take another poll. Now let's see how many of you already have your F1 visa. Please answer the poll question to let us know if you already have your F1 visa. Okay, great. Looks like 3/4 of you have already received your F1 visa or J1 visa for DS 2019. So this is good. We hope that you'll receive that quickly and will be ready to arrive in the US soon. Now that most of you have your F1 visa in your passport and your UCSD I-20 or DS 2019, your next step to becoming part of the UCSD community is arriving at the port of entry into the United States. Most of you will be arriving by plane, so let's talk about what you should expect at the airport. Some of you may be arriving with family or traveling by yourself or with friends. I have one more poll. Will you be traveling from your home country to UC San Diego alone, with family, or with friends? All right. All right, well, that's good. Looks like 64% of you will be coming with family, so I'm sure it'll be a good time for them to see you off. Okay. We highly recommend securing a connecting flight into San Diego International Airport, also known as Lindbergh Field. Los Angeles International Airport, or LAX, pictured here, is approximately 2.5 hours away by car from San Diego. San Francisco's International Airport is about 10 hours away by car, so plan accordingly. We will talk about ways to get to San Diego from Los Angeles a bit later. But first, when you arrive at your first airport in the United States, you will have to go through US Customs. Be sure to carry your immigration documents in your carry-on bag. Do not pack them in your luggage. You'll be asked to show the immigration officer your passport, visa, and I-20 or DS-2019. Remember, a visa allows a foreign citizen coming from abroad to travel to the United States port of entry and request permission to enter the US. Applicants should be aware that a visa does not guarantee entry into the United States. The Department of Homeland Security and U.S. Customs and Border Protection, also known as CBP officials, have authority to permit or deny admission to the United States. If you are allowed to enter the U.S., the Customs and Border Protection official will determine the length of your visit on the electronic form I-94, which is often referred to as your arrival departure record. When you arrive at Customs, your passport will be scanned and you will receive an entry or admission stamp in your passport, which will include your entry date, status of entry, F1 or J1, and the duration of your status in the US. Your passport will also be scanned in order to create what is called an electronic I-94 record. It is very important. You must access this electronic record using the link above after you enter the US and print a copy for your records. We also recommend that you save a PDF or image of the I-94 for your own records. You must bring this copy with you to your International Student Orientation on September 19th so that we can review all your immigration documents and make sure your entry was processed correctly. Errors on your I-94 could negatively impact any J1 or F1 benefits you may request, such as a U.S. driver's license, employment in the U.S., or even future travel and re-entry into the U.S. After you have cleared customs, you should follow the signs to the International Arrivals and Baggage Claim to pick up your luggage. Once you've arrived in San Diego and collected your bags, you need to get to UCSD. There's several options to get to UC San Diego. You can have your friends or family bring you to campus, take a public city bus, take a UC San Diego shuttle, or use other forms of ground transportation from the San Diego airport, for example, taxis. If you would like additional transportation options, please refer to the International Center's Arrival Resources page on our website. The San Diego airport is about 15 miles from campus. If you are taking a shuttle or cab, expect the drive to be about 20 or 30 minutes. If you fly into Los Angeles, you can take the train, bus, rent a car, and of course you can also book a connecting flight from LAX to San Diego. As mentioned earlier, Los Angeles is about 2.5-hour drive by car away from from San Diego. Please use the links listed to find more information about these methods of transportation. If you fly into Los Angeles, you can take the train, we have these links there for you. So now you've made it to UCSD. We know you will probably be very excited and tired by the time you get to campus. But there are a few more important things that you need to remember once you arrive. All new international students to UCSD must report to the International Center within 15 days of your program start date. This is a requirement of your F1 or J1 status so we can register your CVIS record. Failure to complete the document check may result in termination of your CVIS record and loss of your F1 or J1 status. Please be sure to review the document check process before you arrive at UCSD so you can be prepared. Information regarding this process can be found on the link at the top of this page. Please note that the document check can be completed by attending the International Student Orientation on September 19th. Triton, the new international student online training, is required for all new international students attending UC San Diego. Triton online training is a 55-minute web-based module that gives international students the fundamental knowledge and tools to navigate their way through UC San Diego. Triton does not replace the on-campus international orientation, so please make sure you complete both requirements. Since this is not a live webcast or webinar, you may proceed through the online training at your own pace. Should you exit the training before finishing, you will be taken back to the page where you last left off. Completion of the 55-minute digital orientation will be required by September 16th for all fall 2015 new students. Okay, now let's take another poll. Have you completed the Triton online training program already? If you should find some challenges as you access the Triton online training program, you can email itritons with an S at ucsd.edu, and we have a technical team that can help you resolve those issues. All right, so I'm going to close the poll now, and it looks like 60% of you have completed this. So the other 40%, please do sign on. You can sign on through our website and take this Triton online training module. Also, you should have recently received an email from International Students and Programs Office inviting you to the required International Student Orientation. The International Student Orientation Program for freshmen includes an online digital training and orientation on Saturday, September 19th, so make sure you are here by then. Please remember completion of the Triton online training and attendance of orientation is mandatory. All right, we have another poll, our final poll. Have you already registered for the International Student Orientation? All right, it looks like all of you have already registered for the orientation. That's great. We hope to see you on Saturday, September 19th. If you arrive at UC San Diego several days prior to orientation, you may visit the International Center to complete your document check and visit our Welcome Lounge. Orientation assistants will be available to answer questions you may have about your check-in documents, campus life, getting started at UCSD, and assist you with getting settled. Also, don't confuse the International Student Orientation with your individual college's mandatory orientation. Most college freshman orientations will be held on September 17th or 18th. The college orientation and the International Center orientation are different, and each one is mandatory and requires your attendance. Please visit your college website to determine mandatory orientation dates. Remember, the orientation is different from the International Student Orientation, so don't confuse them. As I asked earlier, some of you will be coming with your parents or other family members. If they are traveling to UC San Diego with you, they are invited to the International Parent and Family Orientation. This is a great way for your parents to be involved in your study in the US experience. We will get them connected to the Parent and Family Office at UC San Diego and talk about the opportunities for parents, even for international families. This orientation is optional, but if they are here with you, we encourage them to attend. There is a registration and the link is listed here. Finally, we are busy preparing a wonderful couple of weeks of international welcome programming upon your arrival in fall 2015. Please check back in mid-August to start making your reservations for things like San Diego City bus tours, shopping shuttles, a San Diego Padres baseball game, welcome dinners, beach bonfires, mixers and socials, and much more. Full list of International Center and campus welcome events will be posted in August. Many of you will be living on campus, so we will be going over some basic campus residential information in the next few slides. We will also be reviewing important health insurance information. As a new international freshman, you can move into your on-campus housing as early as September 16th if you have an on-campus housing contract for the fall 2015 term. The early move-in date is 3 days before the International Center's mandatory orientation for freshmen. Because you are an international student, the housing office is making a special exception to let you check in early. The move-in date for all other non-international students is Saturday, September 19th. If you choose to move in early, please note that a small fee applies. For the nights from the 16th through the 19th, each night costs $50 if outside the orientation nights. For example, if your orientation starts on Wednesday, no additional charge. Starting on the 19th, your regular housing contract begins. As of now, the move-in times are only on the 16th between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. If you opt for the early move-in option, you must move in during this time. Don't worry, the room you move into early will be the same room that you have during the school year. Also, the dining halls will not be open during this time. However, there are many other dining options and restaurants on campus. If you would like to do more research about housing options at UC San Diego, you can search the UCSD housing page. By reading through their FAQ section on the left-hand side of their webpage, you can find out what amenities UCSD on-campus housing provides in terms of furniture and bedding. Many international students wonder if they need to provide their own bed linens, and the answer is yes. You can find the measurements for the bed linens at this website link. You are welcome to bring your own, or there are many shops and stores close to campus where you can buy various items for your dorm room, including linens. We will also have a shopping shuttle event that will take you to some of the bigger bed and linen stores around the area. You can also research off-campus housing through this website. The International Center also has some housing resources through the link above. Here you can find short-term housing options such as homestay exchange programs. So if you are entering the US early and would like to participate in a short homestay, please check out the information through the iCenter link. In this next section, we have prepared some informative videos for you to talk about how to prepare for health and wellness in the US. Please take a look now and see, number one, what you can do before you come to the US. Number two, what the US healthcare system is like. And three, how to use the health system on campus.
In this short video, we will provide an overview of what to do before you leave home. Before you travel to the U.S., there are some simple things you can do that will make your life much easier and could prevent you from having to pay for things that are typically not covered under international student insurance plans. Number one, prescription medications. If you are currently taking any prescription medications, such as asthma inhalers, make sure to bring a good supply with you, along with your doctor's notes for those medications. Number two, eye test. Opticians are typically not covered under international student insurance plans, so get a checkup before you travel and make sure you have current prescription glasses and contact lenses. Number three, dentist. Make that visit to the dentist you have been putting off. Dental costs in the USA can be very expensive, and will likely not be covered by your insurance plan. Number 4, general checkup. Go to your doctor and have a checkup.
Sorry about that. We'll start that again.
In this short video, we will provide an overview of what to do before you leave home. Before you travel. Before you travel to the U.S., there are some simple things you can do that will make your life much easier and could prevent you from having to pay for things that are typically not covered under international student insurance plans. Number 1, prescription medications. If you are currently taking any prescription medications, such as asthma inhalers, make sure to bring a good supply with you, along with your doctor's notes for those medications. Number 2, eye test. Opticians are typically not covered under international student insurance plans, so get a checkup before you travel and make sure you have current prescription glasses and contact lenses. Number 3, dentist. Make that visit to the dentist you have been putting off. Dental costs in the USA can be very expensive and will likely not be covered by your insurance plan. Number 4, general checkup. Go to your doctor and have a checkup before you travel and make sure all your vaccinations are up to date. With some advanced planning and preparation, you can avoid uncovered expenses when abroad.
All right, we apologize for the audio problems earlier. I hope that video was informative. Now, what else do you need to do now? All admitted UCSD students must complete the tuberculosis TB screening questionnaire by today, July 30th, 2015. If, after completing the TB screening questionnaire, you are screened positive for TB risk, you will be asked to submit the TB assessment form. You'll need to have your healthcare provider complete the form and send to UCSD Student Health Services by today, July 30th. Failure to do so will result in a registration hold placed on your student account until this requirement is completed. For more information, visit the website listed here for student health. Also, for those of you who are 18 years old or younger, you will need to provide proof of immunization against hepatitis B prior to your enrollment. Please visit the website listed here for more information. All questions regarding the TB screening questionnaire or hepatitis B requirements must be directed to Student Health Services. Admissions or the International Center are unable to address any of these questions. Please visit the Student Health website that is listed and utilize their Ask a Question tool on their homepage, which will prompt you to sign in and then give you access to ask a nurse in the Student Health Center your question. All right, and we have another video.
In this short video, we will provide an overview of the U.S. healthcare system. The U.S. healthcare system offers some of the best medical care in the world, but it is complex, difficult to navigate, and often very expensive. The U.S. system will also likely be very different from the healthcare system you are used to back home. In this video, we offer a few simple tips. First, like most Americans, you will need a private insurance plan. UC San Diego requires all international students to enroll in the UC Student Health Insurance Plan, also called SHIP. There is no universal access or national health care like many countries offer. When you seek any medical care, the provider you choose, hospital, doctor, or clinic, will look to you and to your insurance carrier, SHIP, to get paid for their services. Unfortunately, there will be no payment from the government, and healthcare can be very expensive in the U.S. Here are a few recent real-life examples. Appendicitis, $60,493. Broken arm, $47,445. Broken collarbone, $18,393. And a car crash or serious illness, over $150,000. We hope by now it's clear why you need insurance. However, even with insurance, you should still be prepared to pay some portion of the cost of your medical care. Cost sharing is an important element of the U.S. system, so medical care is never entirely free, and each time you access the system, you should expect some cost. While SHIP will typically cover the majority of expenses, there may be co-pays, deductibles, co-insurance, excluded charges, or some combination of these items that will ensure that you pay something, especially if you use hospitals or services off campus.
Okay, I hope that video was informative. Now you know the importance of health insurance in the US. Health insurance within the UC system is mandatory. As a new student, you will automatically be enrolled in the Student Health Insurance Plan, SHIP. All students are required to purchase the Student Health Insurance Plan each quarter and are billed automatically. Refer to Student Health Insurance Plan for details about coverage, cost, and requirements for a waiver if you are already insured under another plan. Be sure to note the effective date of the health insurance policy. SHIP coverage starts on September 21st, so you should plan to be covered with other insurance, for example, travel insurance, prior to the SHIP coverage start date if you plan to travel in the US early. Next, let's take a look at how you can use our health services once you get here.
In this short video, we will provide an overview of how to seek treatment in the U.S. When you get sick or injured, where do you seek care? Here's where it can get complicated. The medical system in the USA is made up of a mixture of many different types of providers. Large and small hospitals, emergency rooms, private doctor's offices, urgent care centers, walk-in clinics, specialists' offices, surgery centers, pharmacies, and our favorite, the on-campus Student Health Services Office, also known as SHS. As confusing as it may seem, if you keep a few simple points in mind, seeking medical care does not need to be overly complicated. The main thing to do is, if at all possible, use the Student Health Center and try not to use emergency rooms outside of your plan's network. SHS provides services which are typically available at reduced cost or even free, are close and convenient, and will save you money under SHIP. Emergency rooms in the U.S. are expensive and are designed for life-threatening or very severe illnesses and injuries. If you have the flu or a sprain, you can go to an urgent care center or a doctor's office for a fraction of the cost of the emergency room. Often a more convenient option is an urgent care center. With long opening hours and ability to deal with a wide variety of medical issues, these cost less than an emergency room and typically accept a wide variety of insurance plans. Of course, for serious or life-threatening illnesses and injuries, go straight to the emergency room connected to your local hospital. They will be prepared to deal with any problem you have and will either treat and release you, admit you, or refer you to another facility. It won't be cheap, but you are in the right place for a serious case. If you use an SHS on-campus doctor, prescriptions for medication are available for a lower copay than other doctor's offices or local pharmacies. However, if you do receive a prescription from one of these facilities, you can still fill your prescription on campus at SHS. You could also go to a local pharmacy. Walgreens and CVS are two of the more popular nationwide chains, but Walmart and other grocery stores also have pharmacies. We hope you have found the information in this video helpful and that you have a better understanding of the healthcare system in the U.S.
All right. So let's review. Most of your healthcare needs need to be met on campus at the UCSD Health Services Center, which includes a pharmacy, x-ray facilities, and a lab, primary care, routine checkup services, and a nurse's clinic. However, if you truly need urgent or emergency care and it is outside normal business hours, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., there are several options for you. You can speak to a registered nurse after hours to get medical advice. You can go to an urgent care center off campus. You can go to the emergency room at a local UCSD hospital. More information about urgent or emergency care options is available on the Student Health Services website. Please familiarize yourself with this page so you know where to go in case of an emergency and so that you are aware of what your insurance plan will cover for these after-hour visits. Once you arrive, you get moved in. It is time to settle down and start living the San Diego life. To make your transition smoother, we're going to give you some more information about setting up your email, paying your tuition, making sure to stay in good academic standing, the entry-level writing requirement, and finally, how to get social and make new friends. You should have already set up your UCSD email account. This is a very important email address that many different people will use to communicate with you. In fact, UC San Diego will only use this address to communicate with you, so it is imperative that you check it frequently. If you are having problems setting up your account, please contact the ACMS Help Desk at acms-help@ucsd.edu. If you would like information about paying your tuition, you can find everything on Triton link. Go to students.ucsd.edu and click on Finance Tools. You can then browse to find the topic that you are looking for and contact information to the cashier's office. The registration fee deadline is September 18th, so plan accordingly to pay any required fees prior to this date. Remember, the UCSD cashier's office does not accept credit cards, but they do accept cash, money, personal and international checks, and money orders, in addition to other forms of payment. Check the billing and payments information above. If you are being funded by your department, please check with your department regarding financial disbursements. You can find information about academics and enrollment by accessing Triton link. Go to students.ucsd.edu and click on Academics. You can then browse to find the topic that you are looking for, and you will also find the information to contact the registrar's office with any questions you may have. We've listed some key dates for you to keep in mind. New student enrollment goes from August 24th to August 30th. Registration fees again are due no later than September 18th. Fall quarter begins officially on September 21st, but your first day of instruction is September 24th. Remember, you must be enrolled in 12 units. The University of California requires all undergraduate students, including international students, to demonstrate a minimum proficiency in English composition. This is called the entry-level writing requirement. To meet this requirement, an analytical writing placement exam will be given in September. Depending on how you do on this exam, you will be placed in basic writing or English as a second language or college writing. For more information on the writing requirements, please visit the URL listed here. Because living in a foreign country is different from visiting it as a tourist, you'll have to do a few extra things when you arrive. You'll likely have to set up a foreign bank account, arrange for your cell phone service, and figure out a new transportation system. Fortunately, the internet has made it possible to do most of these things from the comfort of your home. Speak to other international students to get tips on these services. You can also reference the International Students and Programs Office website for general advice about local services in San Diego. You should arrive in the United States with enough US dollars to get you by for the first day. It's also a good idea to have a phone card with you too. This way, even if you have problems with your email or cell phone when you first arrive, you'll still be able to contact people. Our International Welcome Program will have bank vendors and cell phone company representatives at our resource and vendor fair, so you can open a bank account or buy a phone during your first week. Here are some tips in opening a bank account and starting new cell phone services. Exact policies vary from bank to bank. However, you will likely need the following for the purpose of opening a bank account: your passport, your student ID, money for initial deposit up to $100, and a current local address, a San Diego address. You will likely need the same forms of identification to purchase a cell phone contract, so be sure to bring your passport and another form of ID with you for this as well. The more you do to prepare yourself for the new and the different, the easier it will be for you to accept and perhaps even adopt these new ways of doing things. We have several programs geared specifically for international students to ensure your success at UC San Diego. Make the most of your undergraduate experience. Here are some ways to get involved. Be sure to check out all of the social clubs and organizations on campus. The International Club is very popular with international students and is a great way to get out and meet new people. Check us out on Facebook and at our website, iprograms.ucsd.edu. If you have specific questions, you can email iclub@ucsd.edu. And of course, school is not just about studying. You want to have fun too. Be sure to check out all of the social clubs and organizations on campus. Part of the American University experience is to get involved and have fun. At the International Center, we have Famous Friday International Cafe, an English and Action Tutor program, our Peer Leader program, language exchanges, and much, much more. Check out the program's website through the link listed above for more information. If some of you have traveled to the US with family, spouse, and/or children, we have some programs that are created specifically for families. Another program for new international freshmen is the Triton International Leaders Program, or what we call TILS. TILS is a peer mentoring program. You'll be matched with a current UC San Diego student who will serve as your mentor. Your mentor can provide information about the campus, resources, student life, and life in San Diego, and help you with questions you may have during your first year at UC San Diego. There are many opportunities for you to meet with your mentor during weekly meetings and weekend activities. To apply for the TILS program, visit the URL listed below, and the application opens next week. Act quickly. The program is available for the first 100 students that apply. And there are many other ways you can branch out and explore your passion on our campus. In addition to the many programs that each of our 6 colleges coordinates, there are community resource centers that provide a way to connect. We have the Outback Adventures that helps you explore by organizing adventure trips, as well as UC San Diego Athletics, which is discounted and free tickets to all of our Triton team games. The out-of-state and international outreach coordinators are also actively seeking to help our international visitors acclimate and integrate into campus life and beyond at UC San Diego. They do a variety of programming, like a weekly passport to culture that has students from different countries all over the world share their customs and life at home to the larger campus, and a weekly trivia nights with awesome prizes held in our very own pub, the Home Plate Cafe. Okay, we've covered a lot of information today, and the webinar is coming to an end. You can start thinking about the last details of your departure preparation, and in conclusion, we have outlined some important tips, reminders, and final deadlines for you to be aware of. We recognize that each student will pack differently in preparation for their time as a student here at UCSD. However, we have provided just a short list of the most important things to bring and not to bring based on past international students' questions. If you have any further questions about what you should and shouldn't pack, please be sure to ask at the end of this webinar. So take a look at these few do's and don'ts. And here are some more general questions you can consider before your travel. For example, what kind of weather is there in San Diego? Well, the weather here in San Diego is pretty warm. You rarely will need more than a sweatshirt, even in the winter. Although, believe it or not, snow is just a 2-hour drive away from us during the winter. So if you like to ski or snowboard, San Diego is a place for you. So browse through these questions, and if you need help with answering any of these, feel free to contact us. There are several important things you all must do before you come to UCSD. If you do not complete these requirements, you may encounter difficulties registering for classes this fall. Departments may place an academic hold on your account, preventing you from enrollment. making changes to enrollment, and taking any actions in Triton Link, including making payments. So right now, if you haven't done so already, register for the International Student Orientation, complete your iTriton online training. Today is the deadline to complete your tuberculosis screening questionnaire. Tomorrow is the deadline to complete We Are Triton's online program. Now, we've heard a lot of students having some challenges submitting their completion. If this is true for you, all you simply need to do is capture a screenshot of the submit button with your name and PID and send that to watr@ucsd.edu, and they'll make sure that your completion is recorded. Remember to complete your iTriton online training by September 16th. And if you haven't registered or you've registered, you will know that your college orientation is either on September 17th or 18th. And then September 18th is the deadline to pay any fees, including the SHIP health insurance fee. And of course, attend our mandatory International Center orientation. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact us via the information listed above. A copy of this recording and a PDF version of the PowerPoint will be placed on the istudents.ucsd.edu website on the newly admitted students webinar page. Please feel free to refer back to this presentation on that page. Also, please fill out the survey at the end of the webinar. We will use your feedback when planning future webinars. Thank you very much for your time today, and we look forward to meeting you in this fall. Have a wonderful rest of your summer. Enjoy the anticipation of coming to sunny San Diego this year.